first half. So, I don't know. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments, but until then, I'm just going to keep attacking.
Thank you for your time. This one far from over, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. If there's something I'd like to see us do as well in the second half as we did in the first, it's get the ball into the low post. They've had no answer when we've gotten it into the paint. On the other hand, I was happy with the pressure we put on them with our D and the steals we got out of it. Let's keep that heat on them. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Howard is out there with Beasley, and it's smooth in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. The open shot, George. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. And 11 points here for George. Freak kicks to Harden. For the tie, Allen with the rebound.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
George with the screen on Ariza. And it's Ellis penetrating. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. About 1 minute played here in the second half.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
That's a surprise. Really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Howard against George. Off the pick. And he slams that one down.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Pass to Harden. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
And a chance to check out the numbers for Ariza. He's around 14 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Mahimi dishes to Hill. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned. Pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Howard, it's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Freak gets to Ariza, and it's sent back by George. This one for 3. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And it's sent back by George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Rockets call timeout. There we go, fans. Keep it going for your Rockets Power Dancers.
Here's Freak. He's got 34. Drops in the tray. Freak's got 37.
They're not going to run that play very often. But hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that 3.
Pick up by Hill. They set the pick. George, here we go. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. And we've got a moment now to check out the Eastern Conference standings and see where everyone is sitting as things begin to settle down just a bit through the midway point of the season. Take a look at the Bulls. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And checking out Indiana. Just need to take it a game at a time.
And right now for the Pacers, they haven't made any of the strides.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Paul George. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
And the basket by Hill.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Smooth passes to Beasley. He feeds it to Howard. And he makes good on the layup. Howard's got 4 this quarter.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
Outside Hill. There's the pick. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. Rockets with the rebound. Howard's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Pacers leading by 6. Hill kicks to George. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
The shot's good from Smooth.
This is one well of a performance, folks, but it won't mean a thing if they aren't able to finish it off and get the win.
Hill dishes to George. There's a screen. Kicks it to Ellis. Lets the 3 fly. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 23 points for Ellis.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Allen, that's good. And now a 9-point Pacer lead. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnover that they forced tonight has also helped.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Looking to end the run, and the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a 3-point play. Houston making some changes. Cabela's checked in, and it's Booker in for Michael Beasley. The Pacers also changing it up. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Mahimi. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen, and it's C.J. Miles in for Monte Ellis. And George, here we go. And that one's good. George has got 17.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Freak kicks to Booker. Fader on the way, and the shot is good.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Hill kicks to George. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 19 points for Paul George.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
And Chalmers kicks to Booker. Off target on the 15-footer.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Hill and Capella sends it back. And it's Miles missing.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Chalmers with it. George picks him up for the three. Hill with some nice D. And George, here we go. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. George has got 12 points here in the second half. Smooth passes to Chalmers. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Capella kicks to Freak. And it's sent back by George. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession. Indiana leading by 14. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Pacers. Hill is out there with Allen. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Miles in at the 2-guard.
Great screen that time by George. Well done.
Stolen by Miles. Outside, George. He dishes it to Mahinmi. And George, here we go. Back to Allen. Shot clock at 5. And again, it's Indiana.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
Here's Smooth. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. George dishes to Hill. And here's Miles outside. The shot no good. And Houston the other way now. Here's Smooth. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his third assist on the night. Indiana leading by 15. Miles the pass to George. To the inside. And it's Hill with the jam.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
It's stolen by Mahinmi. Here's George, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
Here's Smooth, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That free throw missing. Houston making some changes. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Capella. And Trevor Ariza subbed in for Mario Chalmers. Indiana also making some changes. Ellis, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And George Hills subbed in for Jordan Hill. George, Ariza with the rebound. Ariza's got his third rebound on the night. Freak kicks to Howard from outside the arc. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Howard. 11 points for Trevor Ariza.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer. The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had one before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
Hill dishes to Ellis. Allen outside. Screen by Ellis. And it's George finishing it off.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks. Well, in most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
That's good. 50 points for Freak.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
And stolen by Freak. And here we go. Freak getting to the hoop. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was